All right, hello AP Computer Science students. Hope you had a good weekend, got to recover a bit from that AP test. And I have information about what's coming up for the rest of the year. This is in this week's folder, May 18 to May 22. I think you probably already found that. But I just have one quick survey for those of you who took the AP test. I am curious to know what you thought of it, how I can better prepare you. I know this year was a little different because it was taken at home, but I would appreciate you filling out this form. It should take just a couple minutes on there. After that, all right, for everybody, the one thing we have left is a final project. So I'm going to go over some information on this video, but it's also all found here. Right, so more or less, I'm just going to go through the points on here in the final project. So I guess before I dive too far into it, maybe I'll just click. I'll go on in. All right, and so it can be anything you want, right? So I'm super flexible with this idea. Um, here's all some ones that I've done from previous classes. I also have a ideas for final projects right here. All right, some ideas that you can look through from there. Some other notes with that is you can take one of your previous projects. A lot of you have worked on stuff previously, so you could take that and try and enhance it. Similarly, you could take a project from class. So maybe you like that quiz program a lot that we did in class. You could enhance that. There'd be lots of ways. You could add a GUI to that quiz program. You could make it more questions. You could make it so that it scores and then spits out a grade. You could have it even try and keep track of your highest score and let them keep trying it. So there's lots of ways to enhance an existing project. So that does work. The grading, yeah, it is going to go on your test grade. So it is kind of an important thing to do, summative part of your grade. But again, it's pretty loose, and the grading is going to be based on this rubric down here. All right, so you can look through that if you want, but know that it's definitely based partially on effort. Um, and then I think a bunch of other things like functionality, complexity, creativity, right? So, if it uses array lists and loops and more advanced concepts, that's what I'm looking for with the complexity. Um, so yeah, that'll give you an idea of how it's graded, and it's not going to be a super hard grade, but I do want you to put some effort into it. If you pick something hard and run with it and it doesn't work out, that's okay as long as you put in some time on it. In the past, I've had people try some really challenging things and get there, and other people haven't quite, but I always adjust that in how they grade. All right. And definitely, I think I'm gonna have you like submit a proposal to me um, to make sure that your project seems like feasible and reasonable. And so if you want to meet on Google Meet to talk more about it, I think that's probably a good option for a lot of you. But definitely, I'm looking for a proposal by May 20. Um, let's see what else. Oh, you can do something from the internet. So in the past, I've had kids find tutorials on YouTube or other sites of how to, like, say, make snake or something like that. You definitely can do that. I just encourage you, don't just copy and paste the code. Like, try and think through how does it work, and then make some modifications, like maybe change some colors or add some scores or make it so that there's four snakes or something. Or just don't do the exact same thing. My whole goal is for you to learn from it. All right. A lot of ones in the past have been GUIs, right? We haven't done a lot with GUIs. Um, so I posted a link here that has a bunch of GUI stuff in it, and just to highlight a few things in there. If you want to add images, sounds, or use the arrow keys, I built some instructions for that. Also for making up pop-up dialogues. Um, this is if you need to review how to make the first GUI program. Also, you can have what's called multiple panels. So some kids have asked about that in the past. I made a video on that. And then this is kind of cool too. When you're done with your GUI, you can turn it into a .jar so that it can run outside of Eclipse. And that's a really good way to turn in your final project. But it only works if it's a GUI project. And your final project doesn't have to be. It can. I've had text-based ones that someone made like a text-based version of Tic Tac. No, not Tic Tac Toe. Connect Four. That was pretty good one year. Um, Another thing, so as you go, I really encourage you to make versions. So like when I program something complex, I just try and get something working and then add complexity. Right. So if I was doing some sort of game with arrow keys, I would just try and make my thing move with the arrow keys and then add walls or add little villains or whatever it is. So get something working, right? And then I would even save that like in a safe spot so you have a working version that you could turn in if you mess your code up later on. And I usually do that as I go, right? So as I add a feature, I make a new version and then I make sure I always have something that is working, right? So I strongly encourage you to do that. Whenever you're done, you just put it in Google Drive folder. Just make sure it's clearly named final project or somehow that I know. And make sure you have directions. That's part of your grade on this is to have directions so that people know how to actually play it, right? And then at the end, I'll kind of post people's projects. I think I already started to post one. Uh, Will had built one that was kind of cool already, so I put it in here. I'll start to post them as you get done, as long as you don't care. If you don't want me to post yours, just let me know, but I'll put them out there. So again, all this stuff is out on Schoology, right, in the final projects folder. Um, and that's it for this week. So just doing that survey if you took the AP test, and then looking over these directions and getting started on your final project. All right, and then by Wednesday this week, I'm hoping that you have an idea. I just don't want you to spend too much time brainstorming and going all different directions. Pick something, run with it, and then email me that suggestion. All right, that's it. I hope this email finds you well. Yeah, take care. Reach out if you have questions. Go to Google Meet or send me an email.